of paths. My path saw the Imperium rise from the ashes left in the wake of the Great Revolt. Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of the human mind. With that commandment, new avenues of human potential were explored. Mentats, Suk Doctors, Sword Masters, and the mystical Bene Gesserit Sisterhood. But it was the Navigators and their monopoly on space travel that set the conditions for the Imperium. But I am telling you of the universe you already know. Let me describe the one you do not. In this other universe, my mother, Lady Jessica, consort to Duke Leto Atreides, gave birth to a daughter, a girl they named Ariste. Because of her obedience to the Bene Gesserit, Lady Jessica is trained as a truth-sayer. Because of that training, Lady Jessica was able to detect Dr. Yue's deception. Because of the forewarning of his betrayal, House Atreides survived the Battle of Arrakeen. Because of their survival, the Emperor declared a full-scale war of assassins. Because of the war, the Sardaukar were deployed to ensure spice shipments continued without interruption. Because of the Sardaukar, the Fremen were eradicated. There was no Muad'Dib, no Lisan al-Gaib, no Kwisatz Haderach. I see a universe where I, Paul Atreides, was never born. All my visions lead to horror, except this one. This one leads to you.
Welcome back to Dune Awakening. It's the end of our challenge week. I had some dental work done earlier, so I maybe get muddled with my words, but I wanted to come back and do one more for this week to kind of wrap up the challenge. We came out here with a scout and a welding torch. We landed the scout, we dismantled it, we threw it into the desert. We threw away our welding torch. We were essentially naked. And from those humble beginnings, we have created something rather great. Let's take a look at the base we've ended up with. From our little 2x2 square, we've ended up with a palace. We've created a sandcrawler, we've created a carrier, assault, buggy, even a bike was necessary to bring us from our A-Row starting location to be able to hunt down the iron and carbon ore we needed to make our steel and eventually take to the air again. It's been epic. I have had so much fun with it. We are missing one more building, so we've been using these medium spice refiners, but if my calculations are correct, which sometimes they are, I should be able to stash this melange away, pop it in here. We'll then tear down this refiner, because we want the parts. Let's see. We need to just pop them anywhere, to be quite honest. Make sure they're in a bin. There we go. And we're going to do the same with the other one. Oh, a little bit too much weight. In case of the melange. Okay. Now we'll dismantle this one as well. We're going to want all of this in here. And now, I haven't done the calculations on the power, so the power may actually go out briefly, but we have our large ore refiner up and running. And the pièce de résistance the large spice refiner. We are missing enough spice to put on a load, but you know what? As it's the end of the week, and we're going to do a little spice crawl. Just so that we can say we've used the large refiner. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to pack up, and we're going to do a final tally of how much stuff from literally nothing, how much materials did we accrue. We're not going to be able to tell what went into all our vehicles. Where we could, we used scavenged parts rather than building our own. So our assault, for example, is all tier 5. Parts of it were scavenged. Our bike started off as a humble tier 1 or 2. And as we started to find parts like new engines and new treads, and we even found a Mark V booster, we upgraded the bike to enable us to go and access those materials we needed. Most of these vehicles, with the exception of a few parts, I am going to recycle because we just don't need them. We have better ones waiting for us back in Haga. Our carrier and our sand crawler we are going to ensure is deconstructed and delivered to the bank so we have a spare. Anything that is of a full stack size, so if we have a full stack of melange, a full stack of plastanium, those also will be deposited in the bank as a just-in-case fund. Let me remind myself of where the large spice craters are. We're not going to do a full crawl here, we're just going to do enough to set off our large spice refiner once. So we're going to H2 or I5, hopefully. Assuming it isn't at the furthest possible location, which is entirely possible. Those of you that might have seen the other streams and videos, you'll notice the deep desert is looking a little different. It's got a haze to it. These clouds low in the sky. These are indications of the Coriolis storm, which is currently building as we speak. Over the next 4 hours, visibility will be reduced to almost nothing until the actual apex, at which point anything left out here in the desert will be obliterated. So we only have a short window of time to pack up and get moved, or risk losing everything. In order to make the move, we're going to travel back to Haga Basin in our trusty scout that we brought with us. We'll recycle it back in Haga Basin. Fly back out with our actual carrier that we're currently using, which has upgraded wings and boosters, along with the carrier container unit, which will allow us to pack up our entire base, fly back to Haga Basin with our winnings. We'll pop back via Arakeen to deposit any extra materials that we have full stacks of. And I will say that this has been a very successful challenge week. From nothing to literally everything. It's been great. So what have we learned? We've learned that diamondine dust and carbine scraps continue to be one of the rarest resources out here. Aero being a great source of weapons, bladed, in order to be recycled into those parts. Our regulators, although we did dig some up out of the sand, again, extremely rare, but are available for sale at the capitals. So once you have a scout, you can then use the spoils that you've got from fights out in aero stations and use that Solaris in order to ensure that you can buy some of the rarest materials possible from out in the deep desert. friend over there, harvesting with their assault. I'm hoping that this will be our large crater, and we simply want 10,000 spice. Nothing great, nothing huge, just enough to say we did it. We need to limit our time on the sand as a solo sand crawler. If we keep our time down on the sand to under 3 minutes within a large crater, provided there's no one else there, we should avoid Shai-Hulud's wrath. This could be a medium. Let's see. It is looking like a medium. But I think we can risk it. After all, what have we got to lose? We came out here with nothing. So 10,000 is our target. That's 4 stacks. We want to try to ensure that we are very near our carrier. The window of time we have between the worm coming and us picking up as a solo player is very small. One mistake, one late pickup, and we lose our entire loadout. Everything that we'd worked towards for the week, so this is high risk. Some people would only do this with no gear. They'd come without a loadout so that they risk nothing, but not us. I'm gonna pick up, I'm gonna reset, I'm gonna move our carrier off of this spot. It's so dark, can barely see a thing. I'm actually going to move out of the clouds slightly to get a bit of visibility to see if our Shai-Hulud friend is anywhere to be seen. No sign of worms yet. Doesn't mean to say they won't appear any second. Drop our carrier back down. Wow, that was a bit of a longer drop than I was expecting. We took some damage. Away we go. See how much we've had from a single rotation? Almost halfway there already. Just showing the efficiency of sand crawling. Even on this medium patch. Keeping our ears open for any worm noises. When they can come fast. Especially on these smaller patches. Something I did not do, which I most definitely should have, is check my fuel. We only have one. We can't spend long out here. We spend too long, we run the risk of actually running out of fuel in our carrier. Which would not be good. But we don't need a lot of spice. Like I say, I just want enough to say we used it. We went from nothing and then we used the large refiner. I'd also like to create the Sand Bike Mark 6 in preparation for Chapter 3, where there are races to be had. We'll probably bank the bike itself in parts, but I'd quite like to say we also made the top end bike. It will rather depend on how many resources we have once we start to deconstruct. Are we there yet? Not yet. We need another 1,000. I'm anticipating a worm any moment. The 1,000's almost there. I'm gonna try and grab it from the middle. And I'm gonna head back towards our carrier. We have it. Okay. Vacuum up. Back towards the carrier. Always exiting from the left. So making sure we don't have to go all the way around in order to get in. And we'll call that good enough. So that's another 200 melange. That quickly, that easily. No problem. I'm not going to put the fuel in because we are planning on deconstructing this vehicle, so it would be wasted. But if we didn't have enough to get back with what's currently in the tank, we do have a little bit more we can pop in. Oh my gosh, I went too high. I didn't realize I was not paying attention. Okay, well, the fuel's going in. That almost went very bad. The overheating I don't mind, but that fuel loss was huge. Looks like our friend we saw on the way out here is still harvesting that medium in their assault. Or perhaps the worm's about to go and eat a downed ship. Nope. I see a Thopter. Just through the haze. Good luck to them on their farm. We can see on the back of the sandcrawler that there's a green light on. This is telling us that it's got something in it, but it's not full. If the lights are red, that means it's full. We just wanted to grab enough to use our spice refiner. I think it takes about 45 minutes to process this 200 into 200 melange, this 10,000 sand we just grabbed. During that time, we're going to start to pack up the base. We need to leave enough power for both the spice refiner and the vehicle bay so that we can make our bike. This shouldn't be a problem because we've only used basic power. One of the things we didn't build this week, which we did on the other challenge week, was a spice generator, or 4 I think we ended up with last time. It hasn't been needed. We expanded the base to fit our power needs. And we've also ensured that, bear with me a second. We've grown the base to fit our needs, as and when we've needed a bigger space. From a single hangar for our scout just to land in for comfort, to one for our assault, and our buggy, and our bike at one point, and then our carrier and our sandcrawler. We started with nothing, tiny little 2x2 in A-row. We eventually worked our way up onto the shield wall, with a temporary base just to store materials. Our first dash out beyond the shield wall with no vehicle, desperately trying to get to the iron ore that we needed. Finding it lucky to have a route to go via carbon ore and iron ore. We laddered up through the tiers and find ourselves in a full set. Plastanium tier gear. Plastanium weapons. Certainly a far cry from the scavenged duraluminium parts we had to run with at the start. Down you go. And we'll park up. Whoa! Nope, we'll get thrown off the building. It will fit. You will fit. There we go. So, we are gonna take these apart. I'm gonna actually create a storage specifically for these. And we'll make them individual storages. One here. One here. And we'll start to deconstruct. Detach. It's probably going to take a lot of the durability out of our welding torch just to take this monster apart. It's too tall. Have to stand on it in order to dismantle it. The wings and the booster, the engine and the power supply all have taken a little bit of wear, but we've only taken it out twice. Once I did this morning, we started the stream as I was returning from having done a full sand crawl. And once just now, just to get enough sand so we can say we used our large refiner. It'll also help towards making sure we can build our bike, although the majority of those components will probably come out of destroying some of our infrastructure, our facilities, dismantling them and salvaging the parts. Hola! Hi, Meatcloth. How you doing, my friend? I hope you had a good Grimbo and New Year. It's going good, man. I'm on the very end of a massive challenge week where we came out to the deep desert with absolutely nothing. From naked and alone to having a small fleet of vehicles and everything you could possibly want in the game. It was pretty cool. Our repair torch we're using to dismantle this is almost completely broken already. Let's go repair it up. That's recycle, we don't want that one. I've made that mistake plenty of times. Recycling things instead of repairing them. Bit of an oopsie. So we're also going to need this dismantled in order to even build our bike, because we have vehicles stored back in Hagar. Something I didn't think of, but we actually hit the vehicle limit. I had to dismantle the bike we were using in order to build the sandcrawler. Put this away. Heavy beast that it is. This is a new challenge, so we're same character, but absolutely nothing. Our first challenge week we came out with like a full loadout of gear, so we had all of this stuff, in fact better quality, some of this, and a scout to fly around. This week we came out naked. We came out with a welding torch and a scout. We dismantled the scout and threw it and the welding torch into the sand and started from literally nothing. It's been awesome. Awesome sauceum. Right, I need to unload this spice sand before I dismantle. Sand crawler. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Let's get this cooking too in our brand new spice refinery. Yeah, it's been really fun, man. Anybody that's it takes a lot of time if you want to get through everything, like all of the tiers. But you don't need to. Like, we did that because we could, and we had time to do so. But if you just fancy a bit of a challenge, head on out into the deep desert with nothing. See how far you can get. I proved you can get everywhere, but I had a little more time than a lot of people would. Goes our welding torch again. Nothing but a torch. Yes. Yes. Different torch, though, I suspect. Still carrying a torch. When are we getting Valheim 1.0? Do you know? Has there been any rumblings? Like, I have heard tales that it's going to be this year, but we shall see. We're definitely going to be hitting up some Valheim when it comes out. I've noticed perhaps doing a little bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 as well. Has that been good? I understand that also got a DLC. I followed a bit of it with Co-Carnage, but I need to go back to the playthrough. I think I had too much of it on in the background. Last Biome Deep North will be this year. Not sure if that means 1.0. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Just because they finished the last biome, are they happy to actually launch it? That's a totally different thing, right? Right, so do we need to produce any more of anything? These is all used up, which is fantastic. Let us see if we can make any more ore in this before we destroy it. Looks like yes, 81 more. So that's going to be another 20 minutes. This, I believe, is 45. Yeah, 40, a little bit less. Okay, so we'll let those finish cooking. We'll dismantle and destroy the buggy, and we'll recycle the bike that we had as well. And the reason for that is we just don't need it. Alright, stream elements. Nice little red dwarf, possibly, looking kind of quite there. Right, so we'll take all of this. I don't think there's anything in here that we really want. Sandbike Mark 1. Yeah, all of this can actually go through the shredder. It's not a canyon as such, but I'll give you the aerial tour in a moment. We actually made 1, 2, I think maybe even 4 bases, but because we only had capacity for two more, we had to kind of hop forwards. We couldn't get this far out in the desert without getting eaten before we'd done some previous tiers of stuff. So it's been a full-on adventure. Probably gonna do like a supercar of the highlights for you, for the yub-tubs. Okay, so that's all of that recycled. We're also going to recycle our buggy, excluding the cutter ray, which is actually pretty decent. So we'll keep that. These are all the cheapest possible we could get away with. Ah, our tool's broken. Let's see if we can repair it. Oh, not recycle it. Done that so many times. Repair. Okay. Made a little tunnel for our buggy so that we could get back up after we went mining for ores. Don't tell me I'm too close. Now I'm too far away. Okay, game. It's fine. We understand you have issues. You are too close. Moves closer, and then it's fine. Okay, so let me put the cutter ray away, otherwise I might accidentally break it. Which is this thing, which allows us to mine the top tier materials. This can go, this can go, this can go, this can go. Yeah. Oh, it's quite satisfying just wrecking everything. Shredding the lot. Be gone with you. Okay, honestly, we don't need the salt either anymore. That's awesome, right? Yeah, let's strip it all down. Are we going to be able to dismantle this thing with this welding torch? I do have a backup one, should we need it. And our welding torches were salvaged from A-ray testing stations, which saved us a little bit of duraluminum. Which is one of the rarest metals out here. Only scavengeable from buried treasures. Let's see if we can get away with picking up the nose. The nose. No, we did not. Okay. Let's have a late night shred session of these. Away you go. Away you go. Gone. 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 We don't need it. Ah, it broke again. Let's see, can we repair this one? Well, we're getting pretty close on materials. Things are going to be right up to the wire. Be gone. And be gone. We could keep these or we could give them away, but honestly, I think recycling it is just quite satisfying at this point. Chassis. And we're good. Okay, vehicle's shredded. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our scout. We're going to go and get our main carrier from Haga Basin so that we can bring our little box of tricks. This is our base. It's sort of in like a cauldron-shaped thing. Rock formation. So it's not a canyon as such. But we ended up with quite the base after a week out here. And I'm gonna have a lot of fun tearing it down to the ground in not very much time. So we'll fly back to Haga Basin. First time we've set foot in Haga since the beginning of the week. Oh, I tell a lie. I did pop back to help someone because they were struggling with their building, but we didn't take any resources with us or bring any back. This scout is also up for the chopping block as soon as we get back. The generator, engine, thrusters, and scanner. Actually, not the scanner. The thrusters, engine, and generator are scavenged parts. The wings showing how much wear we put on it in 1 week. And the scanning module almost run into the ground. Interestingly, our last challenge week, we actually destroyed a scanning module completely. We wore it out so much we needed to replace it, and this week we haven't even done that. Most likely a product of being able to mine the higher tier nodes with the loadout that we brought with us, and this week we didn't have that. The previous challenge week we did a lot of duraluminium treasure hunting in order to build our advanced destills, and this week we just made twice as many, so we had 10 of the basic tier running. Enough for our water needs. I think we say goodbye to this welding torch after we dismantle this Thopter. We'll grab another from Aga. Our full loadout of top tier gear. T6 weapons. All created from out here, starting with nothing. It was awesome. Just headed to the zone wall so that we can reach the overworld map. And then it's a short flight to Haga. I am a little bit nervous about bringing our container out here. I may well actually need to empty it. I suspect there's probably quite a lot of stuff in there. Or perhaps we'll just assemble a spare one. We'll see. If it's a pain to empty, I will construct another one. We're certainly not short of materials back at our main base. Our main base is very underwhelming in its appearance. And the reason for that is we recently used the base backup tool to change sietches to a sietch where we had some friends. And also I am expecting an impending forced server merge, which is going to require us to do the same thing once more. So at the moment we have a very compact base that can easily be moved. As soon as the server mergers have taken place, we'll do a very grand looking base. For now, those grand bases are confined to the deep desert builds, getting washed away once a week. Or in our case, we're going to tear it all down. Oh, really? Really? God damn, game. So we almost just got eaten and lost all our stuff. That's totally fair, isn't it? Hey, I kind of like that. We can do that, actually. We'll leave all the main structures in place. Especially as we brought nothing out here, and we are certainly not short of granite. I'll remove the valuables. We'll leave the shields running. We'll leave the ornaments and decorations, and let the Coriolis storm take it in, let me see. The storm is in 7 hours. Well, the storm is already hit. That's what's providing this kind of haze at the moment, but the apex is what will, for want of a better word, clean it. I don't think that's the scout we're taking with us. It might be. No, that's the scout we're taking with us. So, step 1. Dismantle this and recycle it. It's done us so well this last week. If it didn't count against the vehicle limit, I would probably just keep it as a monument to what can be achieved in a week out in the deep desert. But as it counts against our vehicle limit, we shall not be doing that. Come on. with this one dismantled, we can now go back and pocket our other one, should we need it. Which is something I could have easily forgotten to do. I wonder where I put our recycler. There it is. Do we have the power to turn it on? Easy. Easy, easy. I need to refuel our generators too, because we've not been out here a week. Go, go, go. 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 Gonaroony. Gonzilla. I'm actually going to recycle this Mark V power pack, and we should have a container with like our gear in it, right? Wonder where I put that. Probably upstairs. I'll grab a spare battery. Wonder where I did put it. It's not in there. No, that's schematics. That's more schematics. Hey, look, schematics. Spice residue. Actually, can I go in there? Yeah, great. Let's see. Maybe I'll put it in here. Oh my god, I've left loads of stuff in here. Okay. Well, I think I am going to empty it. It's not going to take as long as it might look like it's going to. I promise. Granite bin. Cargo. Sort alphabetically. Good. Corpses. Excellent. Duraluminium. Good. Cobalt paste. Excellent. Complex machinery. Oops. Water pumps. I wonder where I put those. Ah, right here. Calibrated servox. Iron and copper. Aluminium. Or aluminum, as they spell it in this. Plants. Fuel? Can go in here. Ah, this is where we left our equipment. So this is our previous loadout. Let me take a spare Mark 6 battery. Oops, I put it in the box. In my backpack, just in case. Fuel can go in here. Plastanium. We have kinda too much of that. Let's see if we've got space for it. That's full. That's also full. This one, not. Plastanium. Spice residue. Plastanium. Ah, there's a little bit of space here. Put some of it. And here. No, that one's full. Screw it. And that one's pretty much full as well. Wow, we just have too much stuff. I guess there are worse problems to have, right? Let me see. Let me think. I think I'll just put it in here for now. It's quite heavy. Plastone. I wonder why we have plastone. Oh, for decorations, most likely. Oh, and we're completely out. Good job we salvaged some the other day. There's more plants. Scrap metal I don't care about. We should have boxes for these vehicles which are currently in the carrier. Sandcrawler. Yep, yep. Nope, that's buggy. Yep, 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 yep. Is this buggy? This is buggy. Buggy, 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 buggy. We're almost there. Oh, there's some more sandcrawler parts. Some spice-infused metals of various kinds. Plastanium. I think we have, yeah, mixed box. This. Yeah, you know what? They can go in there as well for now. Steel. Melange. Now, do we have space for all this? I'm guessing probably not, but let's check. That's not full yet. Nice. Spice residue, that one's full. I think we've got a box upstairs. What else do excuse me, what else do we need to get out of here? Silicon. An awful lot of silicon. Some thermoregulators. There they are. Some particle capacitors. Here, I believe. Some advanced machinery. Yep. The metal we don't care about. And the spice residue we can put upstairs. Okay, I need to make sure I've got a number of fuel on me, because we're going to be using quite a bit. This one, this one, this one, this one. Yeah, we'll just take a load. It's fine. It's the sound of a spice explosion nearby. All the ones in Haga Basin are pretty small, yielding between 500 and 600 spice sand per explosion, as opposed to the largest ones in the deep desert, which can provide 250,000. The economy of scale is something quite startling. So, just metal in here. I can go on the ground. We get knocked for it. Actually, he says we get a knock for it. I want to make sure we've got enough repair wire on us. Now we can drop the rest. Okay. It's time to go and pack down. We will, as Meatcloth suggested, leave the base as a monument to what we've achieved. Let the storm take it. But everything else is coming with us. The full stacks of anything that we get are going to the bank, and the rest is coming back to Haga. I just want to see what our final count is. It's also going to be really nice going back in a Mark 6 Scout. Ye oldie Sky Potato. It's a little bit slow. By a little bit, I mean a lot. But it serves a purpose. The carrier containers, being a very new addition to the game, came out relatively recently. And in fact, the ability to even traverse the overworld whilst carrying cargo, also relatively recent. Still impossible to take passengers with you, but this is definitely a step in the right direction. We'll come in on the right side. Our base is an A7, so this puts us as close as possible as we enter the base, into the desert, into the deep. Unfortunately, it grounds us as soon as we zone and we need to pick up our container. We also need to be very careful of sandstorms. Sandstorms eat these containers extremely quickly, putting the entire contents of the container onto the ground, which despawns extremely quickly. So we want to be relatively careful in transit to avoid any storms that we might pass. We may have to take safe harbor on the way out or on the way back. Or even wait for it to pass. If there's sectors that's going to cross that we need. 7k out. There's Azu. He's a good friend. Unfortunately, Azu, I am streaming, so negatory on the party invite. So we've got the upgraded boosters. Oh, I did not want to do that. So, don't go... Oh. Don't go into a passenger seat whilst you're carrying a container. God, these wings do make turning so slow. It's a massive difference. And now we've got to wait for the overheat to go before we can pick anything up. So what I was trying to do was this. And we've got the rock carrier wings and an upgraded thruster on here. Although the thruster isn't actually showing as upgraded, which is interesting. So we should comfortably be able to fit everything into this container. Take it back in one trip. Previously, this would probably represent 5, maybe 6 trips in an assault. So it's really a nice quality of life thing to be able to drag this box out here to pack up and to pack down.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Thankfully, the presence of the Coriolis storm doesn't degrade vehicles in the same way that it disables shields on bases, making them prone to damage from sandstorms. Must resist urge to pick up shinies from the wreck. Our friend Azzy, who was just trying to invite us to a party, did that with one of these carriers and then encountered a bug which caused him to lose everything. His full loadout, his carrier, the contents of his buggy which he'd been mining with. Quite unfortunate. Highliner ships run by the Spacing Guild. I wonder if they'll play a part in the adventures to come. There may even be off-world adventures. The opportunity is there. Right, so we do have a carrier bay for this, which is grand, and we'll use what was our sandcrawler bay for this container. And then I'm going to try and be as sensible as possible in packing down. But I do like Meatcloth's suggestion of leaving the base standing, and I think we will. Like a glove. So that's a lot of bodies. We'll use them. Like, waste nothing. Now, trusty old construction tool, or for us, deconstruction tool. In you go, in you go, in you go. See such little wear on the carrier and the sandcrawler because they're so new. Okay. See if our spice is finished. I suspect it's got a little while longer. Another 15 minutes. Enough time for us to pack down a bit more. Don't really need these. I'll just bring them with me on me for now. Some schematics, some of which may make their way into the bank when we pass by. Mark 5 batteries, don't need those, don't need these, don't need these. This torch has much better durability than the one we currently got, so one can get dismantled and we'll keep the other. Which way round is it? So this goes... all salvaged items from ARO testing stations, which we're no longer going to need. I kept them just in case. Ooh, outdoor aluminium, okay. Staking units. Staking units are very helpful. We actually dug some up out of the sand, which was kind of neat. Something I didn't know you could do. We may run out of space, even with this massive container. I'll have to see. We're at 124 already. Some stuff we will be able to just discard rather than bring with us. Wow, down to 6 spaces already? That's, that went a lot faster than I thought. Let me take a look here. We sort by volume. We want the lightest stuff. Don't need this, don't need this. We can live without that. This. Don't need this, don't need this. Or this, or... yeah, we'll keep those. Nah, we'll get rid of them. The space is unironically more valuable to us. We don't need this much fuel to come back with us. I think 1 row is fine. That gives us plenty of space to work with. These containers break down into quite valuable resources, so apart from the small ones. Okay, cut array we definitely want. We'll take the fiber. That's probably coming all the way back to Hagar with us. Anything else? This can go on the floor, don't need this. I'll carry these. We'll probably end up throwing them away, but for now. More repair while we don't need. Start destroying these, don't need this. How much water have we got? So that's full. That's mostly full. So this is mostly empty? No, that's full as well. How is my brain not parsing this properly? I guess we keep those 3 and we'll start deleting some of the others. Okay, that is all looking great. Let's see what I put in our power center. I honestly can't remember. Do you remember that? We've got one of these, which can come with us. I don't want that. I think this building is almost entirely power. These can come with us. Whole floor of power there. There is some water containers. These are worth breaking down. That's empty, so you're coming with me. Oh, crap. Okay. Let me do a thing here. Make one of these. Put into it the heaviest stuff. This. These can go, and this. And now drop it in here. Great. Whoops. That's fine. Our power usage has gone down quite considerably. More power. To do the same trick again. Actually, we want to keep that on us. Is there anything else? No. Did I put any more? I think it's just power at the top here. Yep. Okay. So that's that section done too. This is going remarkably quickly. Oh, there's more. Excellent. We did our death stills. We did that one. I think we're done. I think we're finished with the pack down. He said, seeing a box. Right, yeah, that was stuff we don't really need. Take this one too. Do need this. Ugh, there's a load of stuff in there. Ugh. Alright, how much can we pick up? Ah, all of it. That's helpful. Actually, we do not need that. I will bring those, though. A lot of components are used for the construction of weapons, such as rifles and shotguns, and we don't use any of those. We just use a knife. I don't think we need you anymore either. Looking good, looking good. I'm gonna pick all this stuff up just so that there aren't untidy things on the floor. Now, spice residue. I think we will probably just leave it. We have a lot of it. So we'll probably just destroy this container right at the end. Don't need that much repair wire. We'll leave the water because we might be making a bike. That's quite a lot of cobalt paste. In you go. Ah, this actually uses quite a lot of materials. Yeah, I thought so. Let's put those materials into the other storage, because they're quite heavy. Excellent. It's Econis. Haven't seen them up for a while. Okay. So, what do we need to build our bike? Because I'd quite like to build one. Plates, melange, advanced servox, and cobalt paste. Okay, so let us get plates, advanced servox, and cobalt paste. Sure. Definitely don't need that much. There's regular armor plates and advanced servox. What else were we missing? Diamondine dust. Oh, it's plasteel plates. Okay, scraps. Particle capacitors, overclocked regulators. Yep. these plates, not these ones. Let's see. What else did I miss? Diamondine dust, carbine scraps, complex machinery, improved Holtzman actuators, and advanced machinery. Complex machinery. I did say complex, but I think it was advanced. I don't think it was complex ones. Holtzman actuators. I think it was advanced. Let's make another bin. And we'll put in these. What else was there? There was another thing. Maybe it was those. Brain. I literally. Oh, carbine scraps. Diamondine dust. Okay. So we'll make the most expensive stuff first. So we need spice infused and more melange. We need a lot more melange actually. Let's see how much we've got. Sand, plast. Do we have no more melange? We used it all. That's amazing. Okay, well we can definitely get more by dismantling this thing here. Yeah, screw it. This is gonna fill up real fast. You know what? Just make a bin here. Doesn't really matter where it is. We'll pack it all down eventually. Anyway, anything we don't use. This can go. Yep, another 200 melange. That's what I'm talking about. And that's full. Do one more. Okie dokie. I'm hoping we can make the full bike, but honestly, if we can only make a couple of parts, I'm also good with that. Engine. Can we make one of that? Why? Because of the plast. 110. 100. Okay. That's fine. We want to make 3 of these. Not 4. 3. We've got the engine coming. Do need a PSU. So, plastanium ingots. Did any drop to the floor? I'm thinking they probably did. Yeah. There's 200. Fantastic. Storage full. Excellent. Excellent. So, PSU. We want a chassis. Why can we not build this? 55 melange? Well, we're definitely going to have that as soon as our spice finishes. So we are going to have our bike, which is awesome. Let me just leave what we need for the chassis. Oh, no, actually we need to make this as well, right? I didn't make that. Correct. Okay. Might be a little bit closer than I was hoping. Let me make a note. We need spice infused. Okay. Steel. Ah, the spice just finished. We'll take the hull. We do want this, but we can just dismantle our large spice refinery for that. So we are most definitely going to get a full hold, which is awesome. Put this in here temporarily. Yeah, we can put that in there. Let me demolish this. Make a load of containers. Oh, we've run out of metal. Ha! The irony. You know what is faster than running between two locations? Running between a much shorter distance. We do need more boxes though. Boxes. Drop this on the ground and we should find some metal right over here. Oop. What do you mean no matching items? What did I just pick up? Ah, there we go. Another one. I'm sure that there was a way more efficient way of doing this, but not something people have to do very often. What am I missing that's so heavy? There's something in here. Is it just the metal? It might be. Let's make another 3 and be done with it. Drop the metal. Good. Great. So, I gotta take this thing out for a spin when we make it as well. So let me just double check. Yeah, it's just the booster. We could make the treadwheel, but honestly, it's a little bit of a joke. It handles so badly. Maybe we'll make one next challenge just for the funsies. The next chapter of the game is going to contain areas where you can do races, which is part of the reason why I'm making this. Okay, let's try this bad boy out. Ow. Need to be careful with this, otherwise we'll end up needing to make another repair torch. It's so little ditty thing. Right, let's fuel it up. See how fast it goes. It's quite quick. That's still pretty slow. Honestly, the difference between a Mark 6 and a Mark 2 or 3, it's not a huge difference. It does handle slightly better, despite what I'm showing off as driving skills there. But speed-wise, like there's almost nothing in it. Oh well. Now we have a sand bike, Mark 6, which is also going in the bank. You cannot ride sandworms yet, and that's a big yet. Because they said on their last stream it's something that they're working on. Which, or maybe not the last stream, the stream before, which is a total U-turn from pre-release, where they said they weren't and there was no plans to. So they are adapting. Okay. That's a lot of plast at the very least, and quite a lot of silicon. Switch back to the repair tool. Okay. Ah, this thing. Right. Yeah, we need to dismantle that as well. 17 spaces left. It's getting used up real quick. Whoops. Don't want to put the repair tool away. We might actually need that. Looking in the wrong place. Pumps. Okay. Five spaces left. That's all. And I guess we'll put some spice residue in those last slots, because I guess we could dismantle the iron box as well. Waste not, want not, and all that. Ah, yeah, these two. We do want to destroy the water. You know what? Let's make a small water thingy. Come here. Give me copper. Make a small water doodad. Now let's make two actually. Deposit water. Deposit all water. Yeah, there we go. Fill container. Deposit all water. And now we can destroy these. Okay, score one more in the corridor, right? Yep. I like a soul. What I will do is all these little tiny bits I'm just going to drop on the floor into a pile. We'll make one container for the fuel. Do need this, these. So we stopped these things that we've only got a few of. We kind of stopped picking them up super early because we knew we didn't need them. I making mistakey. That's annoying. Okay. I guess we're doing it this way. How much space do we have left? 5 slots. 4 slots. Okay. Do this. Whoops. Such a cack-handed way of doing it, but it's fine. It's fine. It works. Okay. That's a full. I want to take 2, 3. Two more. Whoops. Keep these on us. Dismantle this box. Okay. One more pass round. We could take down the shields, but it's just a little bit of steel, Servox, and something else. What is it? Steel? Servox? Oh, that's bugging me. I should definitely know what it is. Steel, Servox, and Cobalt. The Cobalt would be nice, but we've got plenty. Storage full. You don't see that on these monster things very often. I think that's it. So, we'll go back via Arakeen and drop off certainly our sand bike and a few other bits and pieces. And we'll take a look at what our final haul was. From humble beginnings of absolutely sweet FA. Come on. Come on. Why, what? Go uppies. There we go. No. That's so weird. I don't know why it's doing this. I had no problem getting out of this earlier. There we go. Come on. Up. Up. Wow. Is it... Are the wings slightly bigger on the rock wings? Surely not. Come on. You can do it. I will tear the roof off if I need to. I'd rather not, but I will. What is going on? Okay, well, looks like we're ripping the roof off then. I have no idea why that was only placeable in one direction. I'm actually going to put the roof back on because that's bugging me now. Yes, I was totally stuck, Step Bro. Posh, it's a carrier. Roofs. Corner root. Corner root. Square corner root. It's really annoying that I can't actually see that hollow. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Look at this sky potato. You light vehicle. Yeah. Be janky. We don't care. One last look at what's been an absolutely awesome base for us. Just what we needed for our needs, apart from the for the reason that we couldn't get this carrier out, but we could the other one. Don't ask why. That was great. We'll take a look when we get to Arakeen about what materials we've got. As I say, I think a lot of them went into the carrier, the sound cooler, and the other vehicles. Especially that sand bike at the end actually ate up quite a lot of materials. Quite like the loadout we settled on. Pincushion helm, circuit breaker gloves, soft step boots, and crew chief's still suit. I dislike having to carry a water bottle that weighs so much. The water bottle we're carrying at the moment weighs 15 volume, which is a little heavy for my liking, but we may continue to rock this loadout for a bit longer. Everything feels so far away when you're actually still carrying a load with the carrier. It goes pretty quick without a payload. Like, it goes faster than our scout does, that we were using this entire week, and faster than our assault. It's kind of odd, the design they settled on, both for the carrier and the sandcrawler. Neither of it really kind of coming from the established Dune stuff. They put their own spin on it. The sandcrawler I thought was rather unimaginative because it just looks like a giant concrete mixer. And the ones in both the original movie and the new movies, as well as the ones described in the book, are something quite different. Apologies for the beep beep overheating. I'm slightly distracted by my mouth, which has had to have surgery today, so it's feeling a bit odd, and I'm sure talking all this much is probably not good for it. But I did want to pop on for the second half, wrap up the week, see what our final haul was. So, as well as it being relatively new that you can tow a vehicle over to the overworld map, it's also relatively new that you can even access a vehicle's inventory from the bank. And now even the container. So we'll pop back here, give the donkey an obligatory pet, because that's the most important thing you do when you're over in either a capital. This mechanic, so the brown half circle representing fuel, the blue representing water, water diminishing over time, fuel diminishing with movement. I don't understand why they have it. It is completely pointless. You can always drive from one location to another. I guess it stops people from going AFK on the world map, but I've done that before and run out of water and nothing has happened. I get the need for having like this kind of middle ground so you can dump everything out of memory before you load the next zone, but I don't know, it just seems half-baked. Like someone had a great idea and then the person with that great idea left, or just came up with the idea, never fleshed it out, and a team was left to run with it that didn't really have that same vision that started. Takes a prohibitive amount of time to load into either capital. I don't know why. It always shows us arriving in an assault, regardless of the thought we arrived in. Like, also, Master Chief vibes. Not sure why, but that's what they went with. Donkey. This is the only real reason to come to the capital. That's a good donkey. Scritches. Right, time to bank and see what we ended up with. If we've got space, I honestly can't remember what we've got in here, so...
Would you like to deposit or withdraw, Solaris?
I would like to have that mustache, it's amazing. Okay, so we have plenty of slots. We're halfway on volume already. Well, I'm going to put this and the vehicles in, because we know they're good. I'll check on this in a moment. Another 500 cobalt? Sure, why not? Another 500 complex machinery? Sure, why not? Back, make it 1,000. Small amount of duraluminum. Just looking for full stacks here. You know what? I'll put a blood bag in. And the exsanguination device as well. Engine. Booster. There's the filter extractor. 500 more plast. 1,000 plastone. That could come in helpful. Here's our sand bike. And some more of our sand crawler. I need to check there's not already a sand crawler in there. That's a lot of this stuff, but you know what? Let's put a bit more in there. I'm also actually going to put some spice residue in because it is useful. Some steel. This was a lot considering we started off with nothing. Right, let me check the schematics. Did we have no melange? Am I just blind? Oh yeah, there it is. So we didn't even get up to a full stack. We actually used everything, which is kind of cool. I would be very surprised if we don't have a knife in here. We do. I don't think we have an Emperor's Wings, so they can go in. And pincushion, pretty sure I put a full set in, but let's have a quick look. Executor's Bulwark, Velaris, pincushion, yep, we're good for that. Kane's Cutter Ray, I don't think we do have one. Just looking. Nope, so we can stick one of those in there. I think we have the still suit, but let's check. Crew Chiefs, Velaris. Yeah, Imperial we have. We don't have the Imperial gloves. So let me put those in there. We have Crew Chiefs. Let me put these back so that they're in there. So what are we missing out of this set? Gloves, boots, helm. That is a full still suit set, right? My brain. Gloves, boots, helm. Yeah, okay. So we've got a full set of that in there now.
Welcome. Would you like to deposit or with...
I think the rest of it's coming back to haggle with us. Don't see anything else that's full stack, and I believe everything in here is full stack. It is indeed. Yep, looks good. Kinda tempted just to put a line of bodies in here. But no, we are going to use a massive amount of bodies next week, so having a jump start on that's probably good. What we got here? Babone and Veer. Dude, looking rather suspect, stood here, looking like bots. That's not a bot though. They're moving. Not sure about Babone. Bob one? thinking. Bob1 definitely does sound like a bot name. There was a prolific amount of bots before that were item duplicating and trying to sell people Solaris for real money and all the fun of online games that have a trading system. The organized crime networks go, oh, you want to change your real money for virtual money? We can help you. Of course, it's all a bit fake anyway. Even our currency here in England says on it, I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of £5, but I think if you demanded £5, they would just look at you very strangely. Well, what a week. What a week. From nothing to literally every single structure we made. We only made the advanced survival fabricator for a very short period of time, like long enough to make a Mark 6 battery. And then we dismantled it to use the parts. Our spice refiner only got used for one process, but we did build it, and we had it and the large ore refinery up at the same time. Every vehicle except the treadwheel, which is just a joke, created. And actually needing our first bike was actually a necessity. It wasn't a, oh, we'll build it because we can build it, like we did with the Mark 6 at the end there. We actually needed it. It was necessary for us to progress to flight. One of the things I have learned from this challenge is you can get a bike really early, earlier than we did for sure. And getting it and a scanner, the scanner does require, I believe, steel, would actually allow you to gather aluminium ingots from B-row. You can just scan and find them relatively close to the shield wall. And that would have kind of boosted our progression a little bit faster, but we did real good. We did real good. Okay, I can actually get rid of that vehicle manufacturer thingy as well in a sec. Need to make sure this is not going through the wall. Unfortunately, these containers, whilst being very useful, are exceptionally easy to bump and pass through the wall. And there's a bit of clearance there, which is all I was really looking for. You, I believe, actually belong downstairs. And we just brought it up for convenience. Yeah, you can go here. No, you can't. Come on, game. Oh, there we go. So, let's offload the very last stuff. Let's have a look. I'm sure we had some Servox. Oh, let's do the bodies first, because I know we've got a load of those. Bodies. So that's 40 bodies already. We're going to be going through a lot next week, though. So next week, my friend Azu and Exia and I are going to be doing a demonstrous amount of sand crawling is the plan. It should be fun, but it's going to be a lot of water. A lot of water. These. Those. What else is in here? Mechanical parts. Negatory. Should have some of these. Those also go in here. Two rows of that, interesting. Stick weave. Sand trout leather. This is something that we just don't have very much of, which is odd because we have very much of everything else. ballistic weave. These machinery parts. Don't think we've got any still suit tubes. Negatory. Oh, I saw some coolie things. What are they called? Bono electric cooler. Got some blade parts for sure. And some of these pumps. Any other gun parts? Yeah, we got gun parts. I did stop picking them up relatively early, but not before we'd grabbed some. Do. Blades. Okay. I can't remember what these are for. I think it's cutter rays, maybe for the buggy. You don't use much of them at any rate. These and what are these called? Hydraulic pistons. No, Triforge hydraulic pistons. That's what we should have. Really? Not a single one? Did we literally use the last? Oh no, there they are. Yeah, we're kind of low on those too. Interesting. And by low, I mean we've still got loads, but this is in the wrong container. We dumped these carbide scraps, we definitely do have. We don't have any rangefinders, a little bit more of that. Irradiated slag. We've got plenty to be able to fuel our generators for next week's operation, which is good. We've got a little bit of spicy spice somewhere. No, that's sand. Melange. Oh, that's now full. Okay. Not that. We did shimmy across some lube. Always make sure you've got some lube, right? Plastone, we definitely picked up some of that. We put most of it in the bank though. Spice infused metals. Anything that's not this. Just those. Where are you? There you are. Aluminum. I'm being so blind. Where's the steel? There it is. Iron and copper. This bin's getting kind of full. Copper. Duraluminium. Quite a lot of this actually. I think what happened was we probably produced some downstairs and it just overflowed into whatever container it felt like. Because it do be like that. I don't think we picked up any plates because I have a whole bin full of them. And on their own, they're not actually useful for anything. They're literally used to make other components which you can also loot directly. So we did that. Silicone. There's our regulators. Regular and overclocked. Regular regulators. Wow, that's a tongue twister, isn't it? Regular regulators. Holtzman actuators. Microfiber and EMF. Oh, we did actually pick up some money. We used quite a lot of money too. God, we've got a lot of dust. That's great. Money. Fire gems. I don't think we picked up any of these. I think we just end up dropping them all, which is absolutely fine. Feel like I'm missing a bin somewhere. Gear. What have we got left? Surely not much. These. Which go here. Or plates. I think it's this one. Yep. On the plates. Spice sand. This could go in the plast bin. A spare one of these. You know what? Like, It's good to have, actually. Technically is water collection, but I think we'll leave that as that, and we'll put it in the low gear chest. These are all just good schematics to have. Have I got room in here? I've got a little bit of room. Got enough room. So this is just schematics which I keep to give away to people. Because they're like, oh, I've been trying to get this one for ages. No problem. I got you. I mean, I guess sand? Plast? Staking units? Energy? Actually some of the metal in there, because that's the first base I go to when I'm picking out stuff for a new build week. And you need a little bit, both for your sub-thief and your initial power. Diamondine dust, which is here. Staking units, I think I saw. Yep. Plants and fiber. Low level ore. Ore, there we go. Knew I had some somewhere. And just a little bit of spice and it's all done. Wow, what a run. That was awesome. I think I am going to swap my loadout to my usual loadout though. Because, damn, I'm so used to it. But it does mean that we will have an entirely spare loadout. Which we can either use when our current set wears out, or we can just give to somebody if they need a loadout. I think I put my gear in here. So, what do I want? Let's get naked. I want Imperial Still Suit. All set, thank you. Mark 5 shield, suspense belt, personal light. That's brand new, I'm sure. Yeah, there we go. We got low one. Mark 6 battery, spike hilt, cut array, ancient way, building tool, backup tool, las gun, heals, a little bit of fuel. I think we recycle. Oh, this is being sorted. 1 second. Unsorted. That's fine. Is there room in my quote-unquote gearbox for more stuff? Not really, but we'll just squeeze it in there anyway. God, this gear this week really took like virtually no damage at all. That's low gear. Don't need that. Did I pick up my life sign scanner? Where is it? There it is. Oh yeah, we're missing a few more bits. That also doesn't belong in there. Shield. I want to take a spare blade too. Let's recycle a few bits. If it's low, it can go. We'll keep that, but we'll put it away. This can go, this can go, this can go. Good, good, good. Come on. Get up there. Gear. Mark 5. Keep this. Suspenser. That's kind of okay. We'll keep that. That's also kind of okay, but we don't want it on us. That's the spare blade, which is good because our current one's about to break. Okay, don't think we need an extra light. Can go. Finally get to sort my loadout out. How I like it. Right, yeah. Chains cut array is there. This one. Really? One heal kit? No. This goes here, this goes there. Oh, that feels so much better. It's been a week of, like, everything being in the wrong place on my hotbar and the wrong stuff. Not a fan. Water bottle. Oh, actually, that can go in the water box. If we ever need to get an influx of water. I've got the juice scythe, faster recharging battery, and the gloves. My lightweight. So we're going from a bottle that weighs 15 down to a bottle that weighs 2. Feels good, man. Don't need 3. Goes in the aluminum box. I think we've got a spare backup and constructor, which we don't need. It's too much fuel.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
We don't need more heals. 20 is fine. If you can't do it with 20, you're probably not doing it. What I will do is take some better ones. Let's back up. Okay. Almost back to normal. Ah, that feels better. Nice. Well, what a week. So, we came out with nothing, we returned having crafted everything. It was awesome. I really enjoyed this week. I'm not sure how much of this will be streaming next week. Maybe do a few like farm runs, because we're going to be pushing for spice. Unlikely to be in the evening, so probably the morning. I'm also going to try out a little bit of The Bazaar, which is a wonderful game. Haven't played for a while, so we'll stream a little bit of that. We're also going to do Everything is Crab, because it looks very funny, very silly little game. But we'll probably be mixing in a bit of Dune throughout. No challenge week next week though. And I've got to kind of have a think about what I want to do as the next challenge. But for now, thank you all for watching and joining. And I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.